Hello and welcome to BennoCam. We are back mine exploring today, and we are going to have another look at Wheel Fortune, which is a mine we've already looked at, but today we are going to go in via somewhere different and show you a slightly different section of it, and it should be good. So I got Eric and Nat with me today. How's it going, guys?
How you doing, alright?
Good. Ideal.
And
they're very excited for another underground adventure. And yeah, this is Wheel Fortune, and this one is quite wet, so we've got some dry suits with us. Nat's got a wetsuit, and we are expecting to get rather wet and muddy on this one. But it is summer, so the water table should probably be about as low as it's ever going to get. Little bit of off-roading to get where we need to go. So within this compound here is the open shaft. And as I say, we have been down one of these shafts before into this part of this mine. We've been down one right at the very top of the hill. This one's a lot shallower, so this is a lot further down the hill. And there's no cone or anything on this one. It's just this double layer of chain link fencing, and there's some nice load of trees here we can rig off, and yeah, this is where we're going to go underground. I guess this would have been an engine house or something here maybe that they've taken the stone from, but you can just see here these granite coins, lovely granite blocks, and this is where we're going. You can just about hear running water down there. So we've got our main rope down, just putting down a safety as well. Both those ropes are way long enough to reach the bottom. There's, I think this one's about 30 or 40 meters, I think. Both those ropes are about 50, so. Look at that, ready to go. Here we go, the dry suit's back on. It's a good view.
An awesome view, mate. Let's go.
Give us a good shout when you're clear.
I will do. If I can actually get this.
Yeah, make sure you're out of the way just in case we dislodge anything.
There's some nice timber work down there.
I see that. Okay, so Eric's all down. And now Nat's going to go. Doesn't look that far. Can you see the bottom? Right, they're all gone down, so it's my turn to go. Whoa.
You alright?
Yeah, just noticed this rotten wood Nat's on about. Whereabouts are you?
We're in the tunnel.
Okay.
I had to swim.
I did hear that you were having
I literally tried swimming a few times, and I didn't know what was happening to the water as well.
So we're at the bottom of the shaft. It's a bit cosy in here, isn't it, guys?
It is a bit cosy, mate.
It is too. Wonder where you was hiding away.
I had to swim.
Right, any gear that we don't need we'll leave here, and then we're going to go on a proper adventure. Now from here on, for about the next 4 minutes, I seem to have lost the microphone on my camera. So I'm going to have to talk over these clips, just to explain what's going on. One of the troubles with these trips is they do tend to destroy quite a lot of equipment. So yeah, the sound will come back on in a bit. So this is us entering the mine, going further into it. This is us coming across one of the old shafts. I believe this is actually a footway shaft, which has been capped. You can actually look right up this one and you can see all the way to the top if you've got a powerful torch. You can see a concrete cap right up in the distance. And yeah, that's pretty interesting. No access to this one, unfortunately, from the top. And then we are heading further into the hill behind us now, so it's starting to get a little bit wetter again. And this is right up into where we have actually explored previously. So this is heading up into behind the hill. And this is a very interesting section because this is where there's a series of false floors. So this is actually where the lode is. So there's a big mined out stope below us. You can see they're looking into the water. It's very, very deep. And you have to cross the stope using these old platforms and planks. And it's not a very big drop to water, so it wouldn't be a complete disaster if you did fall down through, but it wouldn't be good. We are actually carrying Several of us have got backpacks on, and we've got a couple of lengths of rope and things like that. Some of us have got some harnesses on, so we should, in theory, be able to pull someone out if they were to fall down, but it wouldn't be good. And yeah, you have to try and pick your moment and pick your footholds and try and get over. There's an interesting bit right here, because you can actually see right here where I'm about to point. That's where there's some made ground in the stope. So that's probably on top of timber there. That's actually, that whole piece there is probably false floors. You can see underneath it, it's totally hollow. So you have to be very, very careful with things like that. They may suddenly give on you as you are walking along them. So yeah, not overly dangerous, but at the same time, a little bit dodgy crossing ground like this. You can see Nat's got a good technique there of completely using the side walls to cross. And Eric is behind as well, doing the same, trying not to put as much pressure as you can on those old wooden beams and things that you don't know the strength of. We're now come across another shaft. We believe this is West Engine Shaft. So this is one of the most important mine shafts that was here. This is right in the middle of where all the buildings were up above. And when you look down in, you can see this beautiful clear water looking down. I mean, this would have gone down hundreds of meters. And yeah, unfortunately now totally flooded, but very interesting to look down into. And this one is capped as well, we believe, so you can't see any daylight when you look up. And we don't know where this one is on the surface exactly. It's been filled over. So we're now making our way back through another load of stoping where there's some more timber beams. There's actually a funny story of this area that I heard from mine explorers who had been here a long time ago. So many, many years ago, some of the first guys to explore this place in recent times said that when they were exploring here, doing exactly as we are now, Mount Wellington, which is very nearby, was actually still working. And because Mount Wellington were pumping, these stopes that are below us were over 100 meters deep with no water in them. So it's just an enormous drop below them. And they were brave enough to still do this trip as we were doing it. But instead of having like half a meter to water, they had an enormous drop of over 100 meters to solid rock below them. So absolute fair play to them for going. Maybe the timber seemed a little bit better condition then, I'm not so sure, but yeah. So we're now following the adit further along, and there's actually some nice copper staining here coming down through. To say that this is mostly a copper mine, there isn't actually that many copper stains in this piece, so it's nice to see that. That's the green and the blue coming through there, through the rocks, from the water coming down through. And yeah, this was mostly a copper mine in the upper workings. They did find tin deeper down, but there was a lot of copper came from this mine. We are now heading over to Poldice's engine shaft, which is the location of the balance bob pit. So that's always really good to go and have a look at. You can see Nat here climbing up through the small hole to access the chamber pit, which is where it was once would have been held. And you can just see in the distance there the two huge granite pieces. Now these pieces are where the balance bob would have hinged and would have sat on these two pieces. So it's really good that they've left them behind. Massive great pieces of granite. And yeah, they're always still in their exact position. And at this point, Nat decided to get the cupcakes out, which was good because this is when I realised that my camera audio wasn't actually working. So the original audio will now come back on, and we can continue the rest of it listening to that. So I've just climbed up here on top of where the balance bob would have pivoted. And yeah, it would have been right in this groove here. And this chamber here is where there would have been a very large wooden box filled with maybe stones or something like that as a counterweight. And the idea of that is that with the pump rods being in this shaft right here, to help take the weight off all the weight of pump rods going down the shaft, this would have pivoted right here and just helped it with the weight of the pumping. Yeah, there probably would have been several of these going down. I don't know how deep this one was, but they're usually about every 50 to maybe 100 meters intervals. So typically in a pump shaft there would have been quite a few balance bobs on the way down. And it's all to relieve the weight of the actual rod itself. It's very unusual to see one still intact like this in terms of where it was. Probably because these granites are just so huge. There's just been so much effort to get in here, they've just left them behind. But yeah, very cool to see. And there's not really very many in Cornwall where you can actually see the remains of where they once were. Yeah, these are the old remains of the timbers here. And the metal straps, which would have all made up part of the box.
Big hole there.
Yeah. It's all a bit slippery as well. Looks like it. No swim today then. This one would be a really good one to lower the camera down in for another day. So that water that you can hear roaring in the background, that's the start of the Great County Adit, and that's where we're going to head now and exit via the valley.
Looks very grim.
I found a little
Nice little seat. Yeah, I like the way that we're sat here and there's like leaves and stuff here going past us. What's the temperature like now?
Alright.
Yeah, not too bad.
Just got a woolly glove on.
Yeah, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Ready for a swim?
Ready for a swim now?
Shower.
Yeah, shower. Lovely shower. Right, I'll take the lead and then you're going to join me.
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe. So you can always stay in here now, but it's going to be a bit lonely. Right. Oh my goodness. So this is the Great County Adit. As you can see, it's flowing well today. It is a little stinky. You okay, guys?
We're wet.
Right, shall I go first? It's not too bad, Danny. Once you get down here. This is definitely the way to travel the county. I never thought wine exploring was going to be so relaxing.
What I should do.
There's a slight change in tunnel size here, maybe some bits of timber here. A little narrowing. Oh. Timber underneath us as well. On your head. Gets a little bigger in a minute, which will be nice. Don't want it to get any smaller. Snug enough as it is, I think. I wonder if all this ground was once there and that's all that's left. There's like a piece of timber here, just in the middle of absolutely nowhere. And judging by what's under our feet, I would have said, oh, that's collapsed, because there's a big pile of material under our feet here. It's not a great sign. But we are too committed now to turn back. This is a one-way trip and it's a long way back that way. But it's not much further to continue this way, so we're definitely carrying on. And yeah, this trip definitely isn't the one to do if there's any heavy rain in the forecast at all. It's always well worth looking at the forecast. Don't ever venture into here if there's lots of thunderstorms or any kind of heavy rain, because this water level could come up quite quick and it would not be fun to get trapped in here.
No tide line, is it?
The tide line kind of varies. I mean, you can see it there. At times this is right up to here, so you imagine it being almost up neck high, and then in some of these narrowings that's going to be very, very small airspace. That probably builds up quite quickly because this drains so much ground. I wouldn't want to be in here in a heavy downpour at all. That wouldn't be good. So there's a little shaft here, and judging by the leaves, I would say this one goes to the surface. Let's have a little look.
It's where they cook the pasties, isn't it?
This isn't very high at all.
You could almost free climb this.
What, does that go to the surface?
Yeah! You could almost get out here, like. That's maybe 5-6 meters. I tell you what, this isn't the place to come if you're afraid of spiders, is it? I've noticed that. There's some absolute beauties in it. And I'm kind of alright with spiders, but I don't reckon everyone would be up for this with that. If you're afraid of spiders, not the place to come. So we were expecting it to get a little shallower, but it's getting deeper, which is always a bit of a worry. Maybe there's a slight collapse ahead or something like that. Not too sure, but we are pressing on because it's a long, long way back. Glad Nat's taking this seriously behind me, giggling away to herself. You're laughing because I can't see where I'm going and I keep hitting things. Hey, we're here. So this is the very start of the modern section. You can see there's a shaft right here to an old lid. You wouldn't want to walk over that old lid by the look of it. And then this is the modern section of the adit, which has all been replaced and is all in fairly good condition. You okay?
Yeah. It's not short.
How's it going, Nat? Are you cold or you alright?
Okay.
That's good. How are you doing, Eric?
Nice and dry.
Nice and dry?
Change.
Oh. So they made this section lovely and big, which is nice. You alright? So there's a little dodgy section here in the ceiling where even this modern section's actually started to move slightly. You can see there. Not very good at all, that. Some rotten ground. And then there's a big mound here you have to walk up and over. Yeah. Those woods are about to come down at any point. You can see the ground now, it's crushed the woods here as well. Look.
Is it?
Yeah. Time to go. There we go. Daylight. Here we are.
Do you think we should give it a couple of minutes just to let all this orange
It's the Red River, mate.
Yeah.
Look at it.
It's definitely the Red River now, isn't it?
Give it a couple of minutes to clear and then we can wash this out.
This orange mud is an absolute nightmare to get off all your kit, so it's best to get as much of you can off as while you're here. And yeah, we're going to head up the ladder now and then make the walk all the way along the road and back up the track to where we started. And hopefully our ropes pull back up the shaft without having to go back down to get them. So yeah, going to get some funny looks now, but that's the way of it.
So warm, isn't it?
We've got to pretend now that we've just been for a normal stroll.
We're walking the dog.
A normal-
dog.
A normal countryside walk. Look at the state of you, Eric. You've still got a load of orange mud on your bag.
Weird looks, mate.
It is weird look time. Just act normal. Is that even possible?
No.
So on the way back here, on the walk back, you can actually walk past some of these shafts which we looked up, which is quite interesting. I think there's one just up here on the right hand side which we can look down. This is probably one of the ones that we saw daylight from, I believe. And this goes down into the county adit where earlier we walked up through. Plenty of water down, rolling down through that one. Not quite sure which one of the ones. That's one of the ones that we looked up to, which is just to the side of us. Yeah. So the county adit's just over there somewhere. Right, that's it for this one. We are almost back at the truck now. So yeah, that is the one-way through trip from Wheel Fortune and then back out of the Great County Adit. So yeah, thank you for watching this one. Thank you to Eric and Nat for coming along.
Cheers, guys.
Nice little trip, that one. Hope you enjoyed watching. and we will catch you again soon for more mine exploring videos.